Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast designed to help agents become top producers in their desired market, wherever that may be. We are also powered on the local level by the Tampa Bay Real Producers franchise here in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. We're sitting on the studios right now on the corner of West Shore and Kennedy, and we feature the top 500 producing agents in the Tampa Bay market through our monthly magazine called Tampa Bay Real Producers and our private event programs here throughout the Tampa Bay area. So we have one of our recent cover features in the studio with us today, and you can maybe see here, I'm sure Rob will get some shots of the framework that we had our friends at Hobby Lobby put together for us here for Kseniya. And Kseniya has actually been featured before by Tampa Bay Real Producers in a previous issue a couple of years ago. But we recently, because of her production and her growth in her business, we've been able to put her on a cover for our most recent issue in February of 2026. So congratulations, Kseniya. Good to have you in studio. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited to dive in a little bit to your story. We probably should have had you on the show a long time ago, so I'm glad we finally can get you in. Kseniya has a really neat story, so I'm excited to dive into that with you. And for people who don't know much about you yet, we'll kind of start maybe with that, a little bit of your background, how you eventually got to Tampa. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you grew up in Russia. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I was 5 years old when we moved to America. So I was born in Russia, and then we lived in New Jersey, then South Carolina, Seattle, and then here. So
Nice.
I hopped around a little.
Now, was that military family related, or what
Nope.
what caused all the hopping around?
No, so it was my dad's job for New Jersey and South Carolina, and then Seattle was my decision, and then
Okay.
Tampa was my decision too.
You finally found home, huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather is very different in Tampa than Seattle and some of these other places. That's for sure.
It is, yes. Seattle, I only lasted a year because it was a little too cloudy for me.
There you go. Well, if you don't know anything about Kseniya, she's a top 100 producer. We just literally this week got our new badges sent out to all of our top agents here in Tampa Bay, and Kseniya broke the top 100 ranking here for all of agents. That's over 25,000 licensed agents in the Tampa Bay market. So congratulations again to a great year for you. I know we were looking at the data. I think it was like over 60 deals you were talking about, over $30 million last year. In personal production, which is great to see. So let's kind of give some insights for how you've gotten here to this place. And were you involved at all with real estate before you got to Tampa Bay?
No, so I used to do civil engineering. That's what my college background is, and that's what I did in Seattle.
Okay.
So I had no real estate background. My family's all like academics, so it was all very different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What was the motivation behind getting licensed? Was there something appealing about it to you?
It was kind of random. I wasn't very happy with my job at the time in Seattle. I wasn't feeling fulfilled like creatively, and I felt like I wasn't really meeting the people that I wanted to meet. I was kind of stuck in an office. And so my roommate at the time, her boyfriend had just sold his house and he had profited a lot. He like flipped it. And that kind of sparked something in me. I was like, oh, like I never thought about real estate. I started thinking back to when my parents bought their house, and it seemed like a really fun job because I drove around with the realtor a little bit when we were searching for houses. So I called a bunch of realtors in Seattle asking if I could shadow them. And I came across this really sweet couple, and they were older. They'd been doing it for like 40 years, 50 years. And they said that I could sit in their office, kind of absorb the information and help them a little bit with social media. And so that's kind of why I started. And then I took my test online, or I took my class online, and I actually took my test in Seattle for Tampa.
Okay.
So
you knew you were moving to Tampa already at the time. And so you had your mindset on once you got to Tampa, you wanted to work in real estate from the beginning, it sounds like.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we chose Tampa. We actually had
What year was it again that you moved here?
2017.
Okay. So that's the same year you got licensed, I take it.
Yep.
And what did that first year look like for you in terms of a whole new market, whole new place? How did you get some traction in a new market like that?
It was definitely a little slow. I obviously had no sphere. I did a lot of open houses. I kind of fell into every kind of lead generation that people told me about. I tried cold calling, door knocking. I tried like the dialer. I tried open houses, and nothing really was sticking. And then eventually I joined a team for about a year. And then after that, I realized I was doing open houses a little bit wrong. And then I built my business originally on open houses, and then social media really took off for me around 2020.
Yeah, I know we've had you talk about, I believe a social media panel we had you on at Whiskey Cake one of these times, just how you built traction via social media. Is that where you say you still get most of your leads from and most of your clients just organic driven through your social media presence?
Yeah, so I got over 60% of my business last year from Instagram.
That's awesome.
And then the rest were
specifically Instagram, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
And the other ones were past clients or builder partnerships that I have.
So in your first year, was it social media that also got you traction in that first year? Do you remember? Or was it kind of muscling it through some of these other ways?
I kind of got like a few deals here and there from Instagram in the first couple years, but I wasn't really doing it strategically because kind of nobody was doing it strategically at the time. Yep. So I didn't think it would be as fruitful as it is. And then once 2020 happened, because we couldn't really host open houses, I was like, well, I need to focus on some other kind of lead gen. And I didn't want to buy leads. So I dove headfirst into social media, and then it took off from then.
Yeah, makes sense. So walk us through some of your best practices in your opinion for Instagram, things that have worked well for you, that have gotten you some following and have converted into actual results for you.
Yeah, for me, a big part of it is video. So I do a lot of video home tours. I do a lot of video highlighting local businesses, restaurants, just things for people to do that might not be ready to buy yet, but it brings them to my page. They follow me, they get to know me through my content. And then when they are ready to buy or sell, they have the real estate content. So it's very nice to have that like supplemental local content to bring value to the people that are not necessarily ready to buy yet.
And so when you're saying video, this is, I'm assuming, short form Reels style.
Yep. Yeah.
That your page is pretty much built on. Have you also dabbled with more longer form content on YouTube or other platforms?
I do have a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel. The YouTube I do post once a week. It ends up mainly being my listings. So I've gotten a couple leads from there, but it's a little bit of a harder platform because you can't engage with people who are subscribing to you unless they directly reach out to you. There's no like DMs. So it's a little bit harder to build relationships on there than Instagram. Yeah.
I mean, obviously with IG, you have the DM opportunity and everything that has brought. So have you been able to like build systems around Instagram in any ways and have staffing or people helping you with like the management of the communication and the tool? Or has it just been run by you?
It's run by me. I do have ManyChat, which is like an automated service to reply to people who comment.
Yep.
And so that's helped a lot. And then I do have a virtual assistant who kind of helps me reach out to leads from my website. So sometimes I send traffic to my website from social media. So she helps on that end, but like DMs and everything is myself.
Do stories and normal like feed play a role at all?
Yeah.
In your strategy, or is it mostly Reels?
Yeah, stories definitely do. I'm on stories every single day. I do polls. So when people vote or engage in the polls, I try to go back and engage with them and like start conversations, or I just engage with people that are showing up on my feed. I make sure I reply back to their stories or comment on their posts. Things like that can help with the algorithm and also just build friendships and relationships.
Yeah. So if someone was trying to replicate your strategy, quote unquote, on Instagram, and because there's more than one way to approach it, right? With the feeding and with posts and with reels and with stories, is it something that's simple enough that you think is easily replicatable from any other agent in terms of this is how many stories I do, this is how many reels I'm generally doing? What does that normally look like?
Yeah, I think it is. The hardest thing for agents is probably consistency.
Yeah.
Is staying true to the strategy for long enough for it to work.
Yeah.
Because things aren't going to work overnight, obviously. So it's very hard to believe in something working if you give up really fast.
Totally.
So
And
obviously
that's
if
true
they try
beyond just Instagram, right?
like
I mean,
cold
that's pretty much any
calling,
strategy
door
in many
knocking,
ways.
yeah,
Yeah.
any of those you have to give it enough time because people aren't going to be like, they're not going to see your post and immediately be like, oh, I'm ready to buy, I'm going to reach out. Same as an open house. They're walking into open houses before they're even ready to buy.
Yep.
So they're just exploring. So I think if an agent stays consistent and they do the strategies that I follow, they will definitely be able to see success with it. And the main thing is just posting every day. I post about 3 to 5 video house tours a week and 3 to 5 like local business highlights a week.
Okay.
And then I also do
When you say local business highlight, that means you find a business owner in your farming area, your market, that you just can interview them a little bit about their business and what it's all, how it impacts the community.
So I don't really do the interviews. I literally just go to like a coffee shop, grab a coffee, take a couple clips of the coffee shop of me drinking it, and then that's it. And then I do a voiceover talking about the business. So I do it for bakery. I just had a bakery video go viral because we just don't have many bakeries around. So that performed really well.
So it's just you hanging out at their business, enjoying their service, and then talking about why you like the service and the place in general. You're not necessarily interviewing the owner or whatever.
Yep. So it's super easy. I just do it between appointments. I want to go grab a latte and then bam, I have a reel for that day.
Yep.
And then with parks, like on the weekends, sometimes my husband and I will go to like a park. So I'll just grab a couple video clips, and some of those have performed really well too because there's a lot of hidden gems around Tampa.
Yeah, for sure.
People don't know about.
That makes sense. And when you say going viral, you're speaking more about reels or stories. Reels is really what people would track in that way, right?
For reels, yeah. The carousel posts, so when you have like a few picture posts in a row, like to swipe through, those can go viral too. But usually the reels tend to get more reach than the carousels.
Interesting. In your standard, what would you consider something going viral? What does that look like to you?
So obviously there's like different levels of it, but I think if it posts to me, if it goes viral, it's over 10,000 views.
Okay.
And then I have ones that reach hundreds of thousands of views as well. And even house tours too, I've had reach over hundreds of thousands of views. But I think anything over 10,000 is pretty good.
And then in your experience, when a post or a video has that type of success, what do you normally see or expect as far as like engagement that leads to? Do you get a certain amount of leads that you found based on the success of a specific video? How has that looked?
Yeah, so the leads kind of vary. It's a little bit hard to track which video somebody saw first, but it does help with followers. Like I just had a house tour video go viral, and you can track on Instagram on Insights, and it helped me get over 350 followers from one video.
Yep.
And I've had a lot of people messaging me about that house. I know I can point directly to videos and getting like clients' closings from there, or even buyers for my listings from videos.
Yep.
So there are a few that I can track directly like that, but I don't have like a set metric for how many leads I get from a video. I think it's just the build up of the content that people see one video and then they see another and then they're ready to reach out.
Yeah, that makes sense. And has it been pretty consistent for you since you started that commitment to the platform?
Yeah, so it's only grown. Obviously, it's been a tough market the last 2 years, but my business has consistently grown every single year. And it's all because of social media. Like I know if I just counted on referrals last year, I wouldn't have done like nearly half as much as what I did.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that speaks to what you shared earlier. Like you did 60 plus deals and you said 60% of your work was pretty much through Instagram, right?
Yep. Yeah.
TikTok as well, or just Instagram?
I do repurpose my house tours to TikTok. TikTok is kind of similar in the sense where people can comment and you can DM, but it's a little bit harder to DM. Some of the DMs are, some people have them off.
Yeah.
Some people have to DM you first. You can't use ManyChat really with TikTok. So I haven't invested that much time into TikTok, but I do just repurpose the same. So I've gotten some leads, but definitely not as much as with Instagram.
Yeah. What's cool about this conversation is that you've obviously gotten traction with a specific platform, and everyone knows that there's a lot of different ways for agents to be successful, right? There's some people listening to this right now who are thinking, I have no interest in Instagram, right? Whatsoever. Yeah. And like they look at you and probably admire the success you've had from it, but have no interest in replicating it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they do like social media, but Facebook's their jam or YouTube's their jam or whatever the case may be. But I think it's really critical is your willingness to stay consistent, like you said. And Instagram has been the platform you've chosen to be probably the most consistent on because I guess it's gotten you the best results. But without that consistency, you probably wouldn't have gotten those results.
Yeah.
And I think agents really do, if they can just take that main lesson and that point and apply it to whatever they're going to commit to, whether that is YouTube or whatever, maybe it is Instagram. But you're right. A lot of these agents will try something because someone else had success with it, but they're not willing to see it through and see it for the right reasons to be able to get to the other side. And that's really, really critical.
Yeah. And you definitely have to enjoy it too. Like I enjoy making the content.
Yep.
I don't enjoy making
That's a good point.
YouTube content as much. So that's why I'm not as committed to it. So you have to enjoy whatever platform you end up choosing. And I know plenty of agents that have success on TikTok, on YouTube, and less on Instagram. So you really just have to like pick one.
That's a great point. I think finding something that you're having fun with, that's what the business, then it doesn't feel like work all the time.
Exactly.
Right? You can actually just enjoy it. So I think that's a great point too.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that about 60% of your business right now is through Instagram. And then you had another 40% from past clients. And you mentioned builders.
Yeah.
Is that right? Has that been a newer approach for you, is building these relationships with builders?
No. So a lot of the relationships I have with the builders are from when I was doing open houses. So I did a lot of open houses for them.
That was probably in your first year or two?
Yep. First couple years. They were flippers at the time. A lot of builders end up starting as flippers and then becoming builders. So that's what I always tell people who want to get into the development niche, is to just market those people's homes.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do, is they want to sell their home. So they've stayed pretty loyal to me, which is nice. And then another one I actually got off of a sign call. So he saw me working with another builder in his neighborhood, and I sold 2 properties there for that builder, and he's building there too. So he reached out, and we're on our 3rd deal together now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, just the power of being strategic about what relationships you should be connecting with and reaching out to.
Yeah.
And sometimes those relationships just fall on your lap, which in some cases can happen, like someone calling you.
Yeah.
But I think most likely it's going to be an agent who's actually intentional about, wanting to work with specific builders for a reason. Is there, in your opinion, like a lot of competition among realtors who will want to get in with certain builders, or is that not really true?
I think there is. There's definitely like 2 different strategies. There's one where they bring land to the builder, or the other one is to market the people's properties. So a lot of agents choose to do the land route, which does work really well. I personally prefer marketing, so I go the marketing route.
Yeah.
So I do have some plans this year to do more outreach to builders. And
are these more like custom smaller builders or like the bigger tract builders?
They're more like spec home, but they range from 400s to, like, I just have one listing now for 2.7 million, and he started out as a flipper.
Yep.
So you just never know. Like, that's a very common trajectory, is they get licensed, they become flippers, and then they become builders.
Yeah.
And then obviously they grow in their price point.
No, it makes sense. Is there a particular type of client that you have found that you really love to work with or serve? Has that resonated with you in any way?
Yeah. So I really love first-time home buyers and first-time home sellers. I just really like being able to guide the buyers and sellers through the process. And I like being there to answer their questions and just going out and looking at homes with them, and then also helping the sellers market their homes has been very enjoyable.
Makes sense. Do you market to that audience in any way, or is it just kind of come to you naturally?
For first-time buyers, I did with my social media. So this year, I am switching to market to first-time sellers because typically they have a house to sell and a house to buy. So that's kind of going to be my target for this year.
Makes sense. You mentioned earlier that when you were released when newer, you weren't looking to do like paid leads and stuff of that nature. And it doesn't sound like you really have needed to go down that road. So your business has evolved organically, it seems like, to the growth it is today. Has that changed at any point where you invested in paid programs, or has that never really been a path for you?
So the team I was on for a year, they gave Realtor.com leads. And that's kind of where I realized like they don't really work that well, for me anyways. And then they've kind of changed over the years, but I think I closed 2 or 3 deals that year just from the leads. So like they do work. Obviously, if you pay for more, you get more deals out of it. And I did try it briefly for a couple months. Again, a couple years later with Realtor.com, and same thing. I didn't really get too much traction from it.
Got it.
A little bit harder. You have to chase them. With social media, they come to you and they already know what you're like. They know your personality. They want to work with you.
Yep.
So you pretty much are committed to working with them already as soon as they reach out.
Yeah, no, that makes less sense. And to be honest, I mean, if most agents can have the level of volume that you have without paid leads, that they'll take it any day of the week, right? Like,
Exactly.
why bother if you don't necessarily have to? And that was kind of leads me to my next question, which is like, what's it been like for you as you've grown your volume? I mean, 60 transactions is not a low number, right? And a lot of agents would struggle to just find the balance. And I know you're married, and I'm sure you have things outside of work that you also love to do. Has that been a challenge for you? And as your business has grown, just like figuring out how to not spread yourself too thin and kind of have that balanced lifestyle?
Yeah, definitely. So over the past year or so, I've tried to be more mindful about taking weekends off. So I do try to have weekends off. Every once in a while, if somebody wants to see a house, like I'll show them. But most of the time I've been able to have like a showing helper show on weekends or work it out where we see it during the week. So that's been a really great help. And then on the evenings, it is a little bit harder because if someone like texts you or emails you, a lot of times clients email you after work hours because they got home, they had a chance to look online, and that's when they have their questions.
Yeah.
So I do try to not answer anything after 8 p.m. and not answer anything before 9 a.m.
Okay.
So that's helped with boundaries.
So just setting your boundaries, setting your standards.
Yeah, unless it's urgent. Obviously, like I see the text. If it's something, someone's like panicking about something, I'm going to answer it.
Yep.
But most of the time it's not that urgent.
Yeah.
So I let it wait till the next morning.
And you don't have any other like agents or anything on a team, right? You're a sole producer?
Yeah, I'm sole producer. I have a transaction coordinator. I have the virtual assistant that works about 5 hours a week. And then I do have showing help sometimes. I had a showing assistant like dedicated last year.
Okay.
But she ended up getting busy with her own clients. So I miss her. She was awesome. But now I kind of have a few like showing helpers that aren't necessarily like just full-time showing assistants for me. So I kind of spread it out a little bit when I need the help.
Got it. Okay. What's the vision look like for you this year and moving forward? Is there something that you're working towards that you're excited about? Do you want to end up building a bigger team one day, or stay away from that entirely and just focus on personal production? What's that look like for you?
I think I definitely prefer more the personal production. I did try having a team a couple of years ago. It's just a whole different ball
Totally
game.
different business. Yeah.
Different business. I have the social media coaching program that I just started last year. So I've been really
that's cool.
loving, I've been really loving doing that. So
How does that work? Is it one-on-one coaching with other agents?
it's a group coaching.
Okay.
So it's a monthly membership, and then I do 2 live calls with everybody and then a guest expert. So I bring in somebody else who's an expert in like TikTok or YouTube or other platforms that I don't really focus on. And then we do like a social media challenge. We have agents from different states. So it's turning into a referral network, hopefully. So that's kind of where I've been able to find like the mentorship. Like I've enjoyed mentoring those agents.
Yeah.
Whereas a team is a whole different ballgame. You have to mentor them.
Totally.
You have to teach them discipline, which is very hard to teach. You have to teach them the contract, all those things. And it just took a lot more time than I thought.
Totally.
So I think my goal for this year is to kind of find a more dedicated showing assistant, continue with the boundaries for the weekends and the evenings. Build up I just got accepted into like the Luxury Institute.
Congrats.
That's exciting. So
is that a real thing?
It's a real, but they like attach to Luxury Institute, which I think other brokerages do too.
Okay. I know KW has a Luxury Institute program. I'm not sure if that was just KW specific or not.
I don't know if it's like the same exact training or not, but
Okay.
yeah. So my goal is to focus more on that and grow.
How many agents do you have in your coaching program?
Price point? Around 50.
Nice.
Yeah.
And are they all over the country?
So they're all over the country. A lot of them are in Tampa,
Okay.
just from my network.
Yeah.
And then some are San Francisco. We have Chicago, Atlanta. We just had a girl join from Charlotte. So
Very
it's
cool.
pretty neat.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's like 2 live calls a month, you said?
With me, and then 1 with a guest expert.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's definitely something. If somebody wanted to get more information on that or just in general to follow you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, so that program, I have 2 Instagrams. That one's under the Social Crew.
Okay.
With a K, crew,
Okay.
kind of like my name. And then my Instagram is Kseniya.Tampa Realtor,
I love it.
which I'm sure you guys can see my name in the caption somewhere.
Well, I know that you have to run, so I wanted to just do some quick rapid fire questions for people to get to know you a little bit more on the personal side. We didn't get a chance to talk a ton yet about, I know you're recently married a couple years ago, not that long ago, right? You don't have any kids yet though, correct?
Not yet. We do want kids, so maybe
one of these days. You guys are working at it, I'm sure, so that's good. And is your husband from Russia as well?
No, so he was born in Hawaii, but his mom's Australian.
Okay, very cool. What's he do? Is he real estate related?
He is a grad student.
Gotcha.
So he's in grad school for a few more years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple quick things. Do you have a favorite book, author, seminar that you've ever been inspired by that you feel like has really made an impact on you personally or professionally?
Yeah, so I'll say 2 books. There's one book called Unreasonable Hospitality, and it's a book about restaurants and how this restaurant became like the world's best restaurant. So it's very interesting because it's like a different industry's approach to hospitality, but you can still extract some nuggets from it. And then another one is Stories That Stick by, I think, Kendra Hall. And then that one is more about like storytelling. I'm definitely trying to get better at that. It's about how to create compelling stories like online and build your brand that way. So that's a good one.
Yeah, there's a great book called Story Brand written by Donald Miller, which I can recommend to check that out as well. I actually met him at a conference one time.
Oh, very cool.
And he does a great job like laying out the power behind storytelling and how it plays a role in really any brand to build. So that's neat. So that Stories That Stick, I haven't heard of that one before.
It's a good one.
But I will have to check that out. Do you have a favorite movie or TV show?
We're more TV show people. So with movies, I always like rom-coms. So a lot of rom-coms. With TV shows, off the top of my head, I would say like Schitt's Creek or Friends.
Okay. Classic, huh?
Yeah, I know Moira Rose just passed, so that's sad. But but yeah, those are just comedy, like lighthearted TV shows.
You work so hard, and some of that can be kind of serious. You might as well take a little load off when you can enjoy some downtime, right?
Yeah, the horror ones are too scary for me.
You're not the only one.
No.
All right. And so do you have a favorite place to go to for travel? Anything that when you do get away?
Yeah, so we do try to travel a couple times a year. So I like to choose new places every time.
Okay.
So probably like Europe. I really like South and Central America as well.
Cool.
Just anywhere really outside of the country that's new and exciting and has beautiful architecture, scenery. So
yeah. When you say architecture, have you ever been to Prague?
I have.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous city, and
it's
architectural wise, I think it's one of the neatest ones to visit because of all the old that wasn't destroyed during the war. I guess it was one of the only cities in Europe that wasn't destroyed during the war. You know.
Yeah.
Do you go to Russia often?
So
or at all?
We used to go a lot, but now our grandparents have passed, so I haven't been back in like 8 years. So it's been a while.
What part are you from?
Moscow.
Oh, really? Okay. Huge city. Never been.
Yeah.
But I hear it's really expensive. Is that true?
I think it's like any city.
Pretty much any major city? Yeah.
Like New York. So.
All right, so it's at least worth the visit, huh? To put it on the list?
Yeah. It's
do you speak Russian?
I do.
Okay. At home, or is that kind of like a...
I speak with my parents, with my sister. When my sister and I speak in English, we try to speak Russian sometimes, but
There we go.
it's usually English.
Yeah, very cool. Okay. All right, so I'll end with this. I call it our legacy question, Kseniya. So when you think about the day that comes, hopefully many years from now, and you're on the rocking chair, thinking about what is most important to you, right? What you'd want to be most remembered by or for, personally or professionally. What type of legacy do you think you'd want to leave?
Oh, that's a hard one. I think probably just positively impacting people, like helping them either find like fulfillment in their lives or grow their businesses, just kind of find something that they're proud of and happy with.
There you go. Well, I think being in real estate, you have the opportunity to do that on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
We all know that buying or selling a home is probably one of the biggest transactions, at least of somebody's experience or life. So if you can be a major part of that, I'm sure that's what has been appealing to you about the real estate journey. So I've been a fan of yours now for a few years, and it's cool to see what you've built and grown. And like you said, I mean, when a lot of agents did struggle over the last year, you found a way to grow. I think your consistency with Instagram probably has had a lot to do with that and the success you've built there. But keep growing. I mean, you're right on that door of top 100. Why not top 50, top 10 next time, right?
I would love it.
Well, we'll continue to be a fan, and hopefully we'll have you involved at some point through different events and stuff this year, whenever you can step away from your hectic schedule to be able to participate in different things. But we appreciate your willingness to come to the panels that you've done in the past and obviously be here today. On the show. So we will end, though, with a challenge to the audience, the way we always do, which is to take action on at least one thing that you heard us talk about today on this episode that can make a difference for you personally or professionally. If you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, or you're listening to this on any of your podcast platforms, if you don't take that step, that action step to do that one thing, you tend to lose a lot of the value of what we just talked about over the last half hour or so. We talked a lot about Instagram today, and maybe you're somebody who has an Instagram setup, but it's just not where you want it to be. And possibly even having a quick conversation with someone like Kseniya could open up some doors for you. That could be as simple as implementing ManyChat or some other tool that you heard Kseniya throw out there. Maybe you're an agent who would love to coach with Kseniya and join her group. You can follow her, as she mentioned earlier, on Social Crew on Instagram, and be one of those 50-plus agents that is working with them every month to learn and ask questions. That would be another opportunity for you to participate and grow the business. Or maybe you just have to pick up one of the books that Kseniya threw out there as a tip as well. But do something. Take action on something. Commit to that today, so that you're making that progress moving forward. And that could just simply be following this podcast. If you need to subscribe, click the button below. That way Top Producers Nation will pop up on your YouTube channel as well as your other feeds. You can also follow us at topproducersnation.com so that you can learn more about our online community like Kseniya has. We also have one to help with marketing and branding and all kinds of different philosophies of building an agent business in order to be a top producer in your desired market. So you can find that at topproducersnation.com. We will see you, of course, on the next episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. We'll see you later. No doubt.